it'd probably be in Denti's favor if I had to guess.
Is there anywhere where those set count stuff is public? Like, is there like a DFW?
There used to be like a bracket thing, but that,
okay.
They don't have it for this season. But, I don't know. Maybe they're keeping it quiet. I don't know. Either way, he's going to start with the Squirtle. I feel like Squirtle's a pretty good character to combat Greninja. He's very, you know, ground-based in his play. Squirtle also has very good grounded options that can just kind of combat that. If he's able to shield a dash attack or anything, he can get a good punish off of it. Yeah,
this character's got deceptively good boxing considering how slow and how short he is. His like forward tilt is fast as hell. He's, you know, he's got forward air or like dash attack to just catch you if you're like slipping a little bit in neutral. Like the things that he has that can cover you know, just about anything low to the ground are pretty impressive. Ivy, a little bit better at that with Razor Leaf, so I'm curious to see what the strategy, his strategy is moving forward. Nothing quite like a frame one aerial spot dodge.
Absolutely. Oh, F smash just center stage, going to take it and give Eclipse slightly a bit of a lead here. I see it on the player tag. It says P2P would give us. Did he change his tag back?
No, I think that they're just torturing him.
Oh. That's funny.
Chase was making jokes about that a little bit earlier, so I think that might be a little jab.
Right now, Denti's kind of having a hard time getting, you know, this stock. I feel like getting a significant neutral win on Greninja is pretty hard because most of his stuff is safe.
Yeah.
Or, you know, safe enough to where you can't get a hard punish. So right now, we're just kind of seeing Eclipse just run through Denti right now and get a lot of conversions and a lot of damage.
I'm
almost
really,
lapping him in stocks.
Really pleased by how good his recovery was in that position where he managed to wait for as long as he possibly could to avoid the down air. I think Denti was ready for him to go early. Like, you know, anyone else would in that position didn't take the down air.
That should do it on the platform.
Yeah. But Eclipse was very, very content to wait as long as he possibly could to make the recovery back. So good on him.
Absolutely. And now Denti just trying to put himself back in this game, but at such a deficit with Charizard. He's really going to have to make some kind of cheese happen.
Yeah.
And that up air is going to take it. Pretty much an entire stock lead here for Eclipse.
Yeah, not great DI on the up air. We didn't see the red sparks, but I imagine that move kind of just sends you out at one side at random, it feels like. So it feels, you know, messing up DI on that move is a little bit easier than other kill moves.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like Denti has just not been able to deal with this grounded presence from Greninja, like, at all. It seems like he's just been kind of run over. He's got a few good neutral interactions that landed him a stock or some percent, but overall, a lot of the momentum is still in Eclipse's favor.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Eclipse is doing such a good job of just, oh my god! I don't think I've very frequently seen Bullet Seed work like that, so good on him for making good on an unorthodox option.
Yeah.
But, I am really, really impressed by Eclipse's coverage just in general. He's doing a really good job at just forcing...
Ooh, waited on the air dodge, but didn't do anything off of it.
He's doing a great job of forcing interactions in positions where Denti thinks that he has a breath, and then he just doesn't. And I think that relentless pressure is a hallmark of Greninjas, but also versus Greninjas against characters that think that they have that safety, right?
Oh, it just runs into the fair, but not going to die. And right now, it's very important that when Eclipse puts Denti into these 50-50 situations that he's guessing right, because he is going to die if he doesn't.
Yeah.
Because I think past this percent, Greninja doesn't have anything true, but he can put you into a situation where you either have to jump or air dodge, and if you guess wrong, you die.
Yeah. That'll do it for sure, though. Down tilt, you were saying doesn't have anything true, but at the same time, down tilt forward air?
I thought if you DI out and air dodge, it's not.
I think it might be. I'm not sure. A lot of Greninja stuff is 50-50 in a kill confirm. But I think that my train of thought just stopped. But I think that the fact that he was on Charizard made that a lot easier, even though he was at like 150, 160. It worked because Zard is just that heavy.
Yeah, maybe. And we're gonna see that switch. No, staying with the trainer.
I actually really like Denti's trainer.
I feel like Olimar has a lot better of a grounded presence, though. I feel like he'd be able to combat Greninja a lot better with Olimar, so I'm kind of curious about the switch to Trainer, but it seems like already, just from the opening, he's controlling the ground space a lot better, getting these good interactions off. Like, I don't think I saw a single Squirtle combo last game. Yeah,
I agree. I actually don't think I did either, because he kind of boxed for a minute and then switched to Ivysaur very quickly on the first stock, and it never really lined up in an opportune way for him after that.
Yeah. Now, it seems like Denti is kind of taking a bit of the momentum and is in the driver's seat now. I feel like if he's able to get the stock off of Eclipse pretty quickly without taking too much damage, he could be in a pretty good position to just kind of run him through it this game.
Yeah, because it really looks like Denti is really content just taking the stock, or not the stock, but this interaction, or all these interactions, a whole lot slower. Because the last game I feel like you want to just go in and Eclipse. But I feel like Eclipse, not necessarily as good at combating non-aggression as he is at out-aggressiving someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's you know, a player thing and a character thing, I feel like.
Sure.
Greninja's, you know, very, very strong at his aggression, but when it comes to defensive prowess, his grab pretty bad, and his out-of-shield options are basically non-existent.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, his best out-of-shield option is drop-shield jab, which is frame 14, so not looking good for the prog.
Either way, is making quite a use off of this first stock. Good spot dodge there. Realized Denti just wanted to go for the grab, but either way, he's still going to get it.
He didn't even have a chance to DI that.
And now
he was in the grab, and then he was gone.
Yeah. And now it's up to Denti to just kind of make what he can of this stock. That Flame Breath, I believe it's called.
Yeah,
well,
or Flamethrower, I guess.
That'll help him a lot, getting some percent and just kind of having some leverage, and just in case he loses his stock. But Charizard, big boy. Ooh, really shouldn't be dying.
Good tech.
He gets hit by a confirm.
I'm glad that he went and buffered the tech and had it ready out of the FB, because it looked like he was pretty content to try to get Zard away from ledge with Hydro Pump. But he was ready to hold the hitbox.
Ooh, an up air, yeah, gonna do it.
Denti is not DIing those up airs correctly, and it is costing him dearly. It's the second time we've seen that kill earlier than it should have.
Yeah, either way, he still has a lead now. You know, good 70%. I'd say when he switches to Ivysaur, he could be taking the stock probably, honestly, about right now.
Yeah, get him off stage, go to Ivy, and then force a bad recovery, then down air.
Yeah, and Greninja's recovery is pretty vulnerable. Like, he has to go in basically, you know, upper sideways direction.
Yeah, I'm interested in why he's specifically charging Hydro Pump in these positions versus going Ivysaur, because I feel like Ivy's a better suited character to deal with.
I feel like he's staying Squirtle, because Squirtle does have kill options like with the jab blocks and whatnot. Yeah. Especially if he could just land a strong move, Squirtle will kill here. But I think he wants to stay Squirtle because it's just a smaller hitbox. It's a lot harder for Eclipse to kind of run it back on him if he's not Ivysaur.
Yeah, that's
when you're
true.
Ivysaur, your disadvantage is a lot worse. You definitely take a lot more from being in the air, like you're seeing right here. And if Denti's not able to steal the stock out, then this switch to Ivy really won't be that good for him. But
yeah,
either way, getting the Vine Whip.
Vine Whip is such a strong move. I'm also always baffled by how long that move is to grab, like, for grabbing ledge. We saw it there a little bit, but like I've seen Ivysaur like tether cancel from way out near the blast zone, and it's crazy to me every time. This character's got some stuff.
Yeah. Right now, Denti just kind of running away with this game. I feel like he's that almost did it, but barely misses the back air.
Ooh,
oh my!
That will do it.
And the tipper on the tail.
Does that actually have a tipper hitbox, or is it just a big cone of death?
There's no way that if it did not have a tipper hitbox, it would have killed him at like 50.
You know what? That's a good point. It has a tipper hitbox. That's enough for me. He died to Charizard.
Back air, like 50.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the fire, like on his tail, is like the good spot. That's the game robber right there. Yeah, Zard can absolutely commit highway robbery at times. Oh, for sure. He's heavy, he doesn't die, he has really good out-of-shield options. A lot of his moves will just kill you. Zard's pretty good.
Nair is super, super lagless now that it just like auto-cancels all of the time.
And now we're going to go to Battlefield. This was Eclipse's counter pick, which I feel like this is kind of weird, because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, him saying that these stages were actually a bit worse for Greninja, just because the platforms can kind of mess up his combos.
Yeah, I can see that, but also at the same time, I feel like it gives you more space to like approach Squirtle from, and he's playing a lot of Squirtle. So like being able to take a platform above Squirtle and then fight your way down with like by drop down nairing or whatever, I feel like is pretty valuable.
Interesting, and already going to Charizard. I guess just trying to cycle through, get back to Squirtle, get off this ledge. He's been here for quite a bit.
Yeah.
On the withdraw, going through the dash attack.
Withdraw is both an unstoppable force and an immovable object.
For sure. And it's pretty relatively even here, honestly. I feel like most of this game has been played at the ledge, regardless for one character or the other.
I was actually about to make that same comment. I feel like we were just watching them force each other to the ledge, and then reversal, and then a bit of a punish, and then reversal, rinse and repeat. And it's been interesting to watch. I'm curious to see if that's the name of the game for the rest of the set as well.
Yeah, no one's really held center stage for that long.
I'm stunned that he didn't get down here to that position.
Neutral getup is so good.
Yeah, I'm always stunned by how good neutral get up is in those positions, just because of how little invuln it has, or how little vulnerability it has.
Yeah. Now, Eclipse kind of running away with this lead here. I didn't really see when he actually killed Denti there. I was just kind of looking away, but it's going to be very important that Denti does not get in his head here and is able to see off the stock, because Greninja can do super big damage super quickly. Yeah,
Greninja is one of those characters that takes a lead and then pushes it absolutely as far as he can, which is really, really critical against characters like Pokemon Trainer.
Just kind of dancing around. Now Eclipse is taking more to the center stage, just trying to keep stage control, keep Denti at ledge. I feel like that's a lot of a bit of a shift from how it was being played earlier, where it was just him kind of on the left side or on the right side, like directly there, keeping Denti off. Instead, he's just kind of spacing around, waiting for his turn and getting a good opening.
Yeah. This stock we have seen a lot more play from center, though, so it's been interesting watching the strategy pivot in that way.
Yeah, there haven't been really any super big hits this stock so far. They've just kind of been getting like jabs or throws or just, you know, little tits for tats. Just both kind of running around. I feel like they're both looking for a confirm, something like that. I'd say, oh, he had that.
That was... I feel like he wanted something bigger, but I don't know why. It like looked like he was looking for something very specific.
Oh, and the Shadow Sneak getting stuffed out by the Flamethrower.
Thank God that move is has an active hurt box before the hitbox comes out, because that move would have been dumb good.
And this is where Charizard really comes to shine, because he's at 98, so he's not going to die for at least like another 30%. If he can just hit him with like anything, that's good percent onto his next stock. Especially if you get a Flamethrower. If you can get that without him shielding, that's like 30%.
Flamethrower is such a good move.
I agree. It is very good. And wow, just up smashing out of shield there to get... I think he's like in the middle of his jab.
I'm really liking how Denti is using Flamethrower in neutral, just because Greninja is disjointed. None of them are like big enough to beat that out. So either he's like getting like a jump in hitbox and he's taking a little bit of percent, or was taking a little bit of percent, or he's just, you know, dealing like 20 with Flamethrower and then resetting the neutral. It's clever.
And now it looks like Denti is kind of sealing this game into his corner, maybe about to take the set here. Depends on when he switches to Ivysaur, though. I feel like if Eclipse is able to get a good, you know, string off of him when he does eventually have to switch to kill him, that's really where the momentum of the game could shift and Eclipse possibly bring it back.
Yeah. It's funny. I've noticed a lot of these Pokemon Trainer players find themselves in positions where they switch to Ivysaur preemptively and will lose the set as a result. It feels like you're a lot... Your win rate is a lot higher on Squirtle, and then switching to Ivysaur is a liability a lot of the time, and I definitely think that's the case in this set.
To be completely honest, if he could do like 10 more % to him, I'd just switch to Zard, because you're not going to die. And at that point, you, like, anything you have will just kill him.
Yeah, like on ledge there, I would have absolutely gone Zard for that exact reason.
Oh yeah, the up air just going to do it, catches him jumping in. And Denti is going to move on to winner's semis. To fight me with all of them.
To fight you?
I will not have fun.
I'll have fun commentating it.
No, you won't.
I'll try. I've commentated Rob before, and it wasn't a miserable experience, so I can commentate.
I would rather fight 100 Robs than one Olimar.
I imagine that matchup is not particularly kind to Robin.
No.
Do you know who we're going to be having up next?